Okay, well, hello everyone. Professor Cañedo here, and this is the first of several videos, how-to videos, nuts and bolts videos, preview videos, whatever you want to call them, in which I preview various elements of the class. Uh, During the course of the 8-week session, I'll have videos about about how the discussion formats work, about the various assignments, and I've got videos pertaining to the various readings, the items you'll find in each of the learning modules, the weekly modules for the week. And in this video, um, what I want to do for you is give you an overview about what the class is all about. So we're going to go through all the main elements about the class together. Um, Basically, just a recap of not only the syllabus and the schedule, but a quick look at a lot of the other features, such as the assignments, the learning modules, discussion forums, how to send me a message through the message for a professor section, and also a quick look at some of the other links that you see here over on the left, such as the Mesa library databases and also the access to the PDF reader and the PowerPoint viewer, because in this class you will have access, you will have quite a few PDF files and some PowerPoint programs too. So without further ado, everybody, let's go ahead and find out more about what this class is all about. Well, as you can see here we are right here at the homepage for the class. So of course, this is something that you saw yesterday, or when you first got into the class, especially for those of you who are adding the class late. So there I am at the Joe Louis Arena at Detroit, waiting for the start of our Red Wings game. This is a game I attended in November of 2014. I forget who the Wings played. It was either the Devils or the Tampa Bay Lightning, but it was one of those two teams. Because I know I saw two games during my trip over there. Okay, and here's the information, the preview information about the class. So definitely this a get acquainted week. Introduce yourselves into the discussion form and the introductions form, and make sure you pick up the 3 textbooks as soon as you can. It's the 11th edition of Ancient Mexico, but if you want to get the 10th edition, the older edition, definitely you can do that. The 5th edition of Between the Conquests. Please don't get any of the earlier editions of Between the Conquests. Mike Ornelas made a lot of changes between the 4th and 5th edition, so make sure that you have the 5th edition, which has a blue cover, and also get the tiny Christopher Columbus book by Professors Simcox and Sullivan from UCLA. And of course, here's the video that you saw already, in which I give a basic introduction uh, about the professor, about El Profesor, and what he's all about, what makes him tick, and all of that fun stuff. All right, so let's get out of the homepage and we'll take a quick look at the syllabus and the schedule. All right. Okay, here's everything you need to know about the class. So email. Obviously, you can reach me at my SDCCD email. Or better yet, get in the habit of using the message for professor section here in Blackboard. I'll show you how to do that in just a few minutes' time. I'm going to have some online office hours and online chat section. Right now, I don't have the chat feature queued up here, but I will have that ready for you for sure by the if not this week, then coming up next week. So Thursdays, go into the chat session. So anytime you want to talk to me about anything, I'll be available from 8:15. That's for those of you in the 71035 class. Now, for those of you in the other section this spring that's not featured here. Unfortunately, I forget the CR number for that, but I'll have the chat session for you guys from 8:30 to 9:45 on Thursdays during the course of this session. Okay, course attendance policies and the drop deadline for the class is with a W is on March 3rd uh, of 2017. Email policy, I make it a point to try to reply to everybody within a 24-hour period during the course of the regular school week, but on weekends expect that to be 48 hours. And also too, please note, if you send me a message on a Friday, chances are you won't get a reply. You won't get a reply until the following Monday. So the best time to reach me, of course, would be during the course during the course of the regular school week, especially from Monday through Thursday. Okay, information here about the books, course catalog description, the student learning objectives. Try saying that 10 times fast. Just the scope of the topics we're going to be looking at. I'll talk more about some of the topics in just a few moments. The student learning outcomes, the objectives, what we're going to try to accomplish, what I want for to try to help you to achieve, to accomplish in the class, and also information here about plagiarism, accessibility of course material. So those of you with disabilities, whether it's visual or hearing impaired or anything of that nature, or you need more time. Definitely, if you're with DSPS, please contact me as soon as possible. Let me know about your situation, and I'll be sure to make the appropriate accommodations for you, and also netiquette guidelines, like in a regular on-campus setting. Please be respectful of others, of your classmates, and of the professor too. And you can definitely check the district netiquette guidelines available here in this link, which takes you to the San Diego Community College District website. Okay, let's talk about the assignments and the assessments, or the quizzes. We'll start first with the quizzes. Every week you're going to have eight quizzes in this class, and each quiz will cover the week's topics, and each quiz will be at the end of each week. These quizzes will be 30 questions, combined multiple choice and true false, and each quiz will be worth 99.9 points. Unfortunately, that's the closest I can get to 100 points, with each question counting as 3.33 points. So even though it's not 100, it's pretty darn close to 100 points. So these quizzes will cover materials mainly from the PowerPoint programs, films, PDF files, and also information from the ancient Mexico and between the conquest readings, and other items too, such as the articles, and also lecture outlines, which I'll talk a little bit more about in just a few moments time. Uh, these quiz will start on a Thursday and be open the following Monday evening, 11:59 p.m. So just before midnight. So it's a 5-day period in which each quiz is open, and when you start a quiz, you have a 2.5-hour time window to complete the quiz. When you finish at the end of the session, the average score of your best 7 quizzes will count as 15% of your total grade. So in other words, if let's say 7 of your scores are in the 90s, and 1 of your scores is in the 70s, the score that you had, the quiz that you had, which was in the 70s, say if it was a 72, that'll be tossed out, and the average score of what you had on your best 7 quizzes, that will make up 15% of your total grade. So in other words, it's 15% times your average score. So let's say your average score is, say, a 92. 15% times 92. That will go into the final calculation of the class grades. We'll talk more about at the end of the syllabus. Here. And you will have access to study guides the day before. So every Wednesday, you'll have access to the study guide for the quiz, and then the next day, Thursday, that's when the quiz opens up. The other thing you'll have in terms of assessments is the final exam, which will consist of short essay questions, which will cover materials exclusively from the textbook readings. So from the Columbus book, Ancient Mexico, and the Between the Conquest readings, and these will be essay question format. But you're going to have the choice of the questions to work on. You'll have the option to choose whatever questions you want to work on. So you know the questions ahead of time, and then just submit your answers to me on Saturday, March 25th. So the date will be the last Saturday of the spring session. That's when I want your answers. And as for the question choices, you'll have a PDF copy of the exam itself, the final exam itself in PDF format. I will have that for you coming up around the 3rd week of the session. There's going to be 100 points total in this, and this will be worth 20% of your overall class grade. All right, so those are the assessments, and the combined total of that will make up 35% of your class grade. Let me quickly talk about the assignments, and over the next few weeks, I will get into more detail about each of these assignments, or the majority of these assignments, with separate how-to videos. So let me just go over these quickly and not waste too much time going over, getting bogged down in the details. One assignment you have is called the Mission System Student Learning Assessment, or SLO assignment, in which you're to look at primary sources, primary documents pertaining to the California mission system. I'll have a video for you about that coming up within the next week and a half, which will tell you more about how the assignment works. But this thing will be worth 5% of your overall class grade, and it'll be due on Friday, March 3rd. Please note that Some of these assignments you can submit late and get a 1 grade deduction, so you still get partial credit. But in this case, uh, there is no late option on this, so all your answers must be turned in on Friday, March the 3rd. But again, more details about this assignment will be coming up in a future nuts and bolts video. Another assignment is the EBSCO article review assignment, in which you go to the Mesa College Library website page and go to the section on the online databases, and you're to go to the EBSCO database, in which and in that database you will you will track down, you will look for articles pertaining to the scope of the class, especially when it comes to Mesoamerica, the Aztecs, the Maya, the Toltecs, the Olmecs, so on and so forth. Like with the emission system assignment, I will have a uh, excuse me, I will have a how-to video about how to complete this assignment. So all the directions, all the parameters, you'll find in both the how-to video and also the assignment worksheet too. And I'll talk more about this in a little bit. In just a few minutes, when I show you the assignment section for assignment section here in Blackboard. A week after that, turn in the book review assignment, in which you're to choose a book pertaining to the scope of the class, from ancient times, from Mesoamerica through to the U.S. Mexico War. So pay attention to that, everybody. Make sure your topic is within the time frame of the class. Do not choose anything that pertains to the 20th century. In other words, the 1900s. Roughly about the 1850s. That's the time period. That's the end point in which the time frame of your topic is. I've had a number of students over the years try to choose books about Cesar Chavez or other 20th century topics of Mexican Revolution. That would be great for the 141B class, but not this class. So please take note of that. And for more details about that, just look at the directions, the PDF worksheet, which is in the assignment section, and I'll show you that in just a few moments' time. And then the last major assignment for the class is the U.S. Mexico War PBS assignment. You're to go to the PBS website and track down some articles about the U.S. Mexico War. And you're to choose 3 articles and write summaries and commentaries on each of these 3 articles. Like with some of the other assignments I described, I will have more details about how this assignment works. This thing is going to be due on Friday, March 24th, the last Friday of the session, and this will be worth 15% of the class grade. Participation, we're going to be engaged in discussion topics and discussion forums. I'll show you a little bit about that in just a few moments' time. But like with a lot of the other stuff that I described in the syllabus, I will have a nuts and bolts video about how to post your comments in the discussion forum section. Here's the course grading structure. Here's how the grades will be tabulated. So we'll be using a weighted total formula. I describe here how it works. So in other words, everybody, the main point I want you to learn to know right off the bat is, don't try to add up all your total points. That will not tell you anything about what your final grade is going to be. Weighted total essentially means that I take the percentage of what that item is worth in the class, multiply that by what you scored, whether it's a letter grade or whether it's points. So please make note of that. Note that again, the main takeaway right now is, do not try to add up all your total points. That will not tell you anything in terms of what your final grade will be. But for more details, for a better description, just read the description that I have right here listed in the syllabus. Okay, here are the lessons.